So first off, I want to say thank you all for joining. For whomever is here, I can't see who is. For all those that are here and participating in this, welcome to our Houston in Action remote phone banking training for the 2020 census. This webinar, we're gonna do a quick check-in question. It doesn't look like there's a million people here. Nope, there's only 4 people here right now. Sorry, give me 1 second. We're going to talk about the collective response, our collective response to COVID-19, what COVID-19 is, understanding that we are not experts in COVID-19, review the goals and expectations of the paid phone bank. We're going to go over what daily reporting is going to look like. We're going to go over and understand the new reporting structure, talk about how to master NIMBR, and we're going to walk through the phone bank, the expectations, the best practices, and how we're turning every knock at a door into a dial tone on the phone. So we're going to go ahead and get started. As you guys know, I'm Lucius. I'm the Canvas manager here at Houston in Action. If I'm going to unmute the participants that are in here. Unmute on. If you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone.
I think that was Crystal.
Yes.
Yeah.
My name is Crystal with East Harris County Empowerment Council.
Okay. And then it looks like the only other person is Yuka, and then there's going to be a whole bunch of people that chimes in after this.
Hey y'all, this is Yuka. I'm one of the partner organizers.
So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm not waiting for anyone else because this is the second one I had to do. Santiago, did somebody else join in underneath yours? I see you on here twice. Okay, guess not. I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody until we get back to the Q&A session. Everybody is muted. Okay. So to be successful during this webinar, you're going to need a pencil and or a pen if you're going to take notes, paper, of course, if you're going to take notes, your iPad or whatever device you're going to be using to access every action. The email that you provided to your manager or to me. And a mobile device, that's going to be your telephone device that you're using to call. So what started as a door-to-door operation on January 22nd, where we were going literally, like I said, door-to-door, talking to residents about the upcoming census, we are turning every phone in Harris County into a door. This was in direct response to COVID-19. On Wednesday last week, canvassers started returning into their respective offices across the campaign, ours, MFV, AFL, Joe, and was reporting that people were reluctant to even open their doors or talk to them, including people just telling them through their Ring doorbells not even to leave literature on their doors at all. So we went into overdrive and prepared to transition from a door-to-door canvas to a virtual canvas, meaning that we were going to be doing phone banking and text banking. So just a little bit of information about COVID. Like I said, this is not, I am nowhere near an expert on this. I'm giving you the best information that I have researched and learned, and just some very general information. If you have any symptoms or you feel like you may have contracted this virus, please call your primary care physician is what everyone is saying before going to any hospitals or medical facilities, just so that we can prevent community spread. So COVID-19 is a coronavirus that is normally circulated amongst animals, but some are known to affect humans. In 2019, COVID-19 was identified in China in 2019, which hence the name, as a new strain not previously seen in humans. The symptoms of this virus are fever, cough, difficulty breathing, muscle pains, and tiredness. The transmission period is about 2 to 14 days, hence why there are countries, cities, municipalities all over this world that are shutting down due to coronavirus, with a 2 to 3 week voluntary quarantine, hoping to slow down the potential pandemic that this is becoming. Methods of prevention when visiting is when visiting affected areas, avoid direct contact with the sick. Wash your hands with soap and water. It is okay to use those antibacterial wipes and the Purell soaps if you can find them, because I'll be honest, we haven't been able to find them. If you cough, if you have a cough or you have to sneeze, do that into your elbow or into a tissue. I'm self-quarantining, and that's simply because I have a fear of this virus. My last knowing of it is that it could live up to 9 days on surfaces, so I'm a little scared. So in setting our goals for anything that we do here at Houston in Action, we try to do them using what we like to call SMART goals. We've added an E, so we tend to call them SMARTY goals. Our goals are specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're relevant, they're time-based, and we like to add, like I said, that E, they're equitable. So all of our canvassers have been approved to work their allotted 25 hours a week. Doing the phone bank Monday through Friday. Saturday, although we did canvas every other Saturday, Saturday is now optional. If you have not completed your 25 hours, you can do so on Saturday. We never, ever, ever canvas or call on Sundays. It's a respect thing here underneath in the Bible Belt. Beneath the Bible Belt. Anywhere in the South, you don't want to do much of anything on Sunday as far as canvassing and or phone banking. The hours of our phone bank are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. across this entire organization, meaning you can start calling as early as 11 o'clock, but you cannot call after 7 p.m. I believe that there's a hard cutoff. I was looking at the back end of our every action. You cannot get another number after 6:50. The numerical goals for this canvas are very simple and straightforward. The expectation is that one canvasser, and these are due to fluctuate. The managers of all the canvas operations are going to come back together next week on Wednesday to see where we're at, see how we did, see what happened, so that we can adjust these goals. Canvasser working a single hour should be able to exceed making 20 calls, where our bare minimum is to make 20 calls per hour, with contacting about 6 people per hour. That means that when you get into your Canvas, when you get into your phone bank, that within an hour, you're able to call, let it ring, potentially talk to somebody about 20 times at minimum within that hour. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back.
Hello?
Yes, who's there?
This is Balai Lucius. I heard the last part, 20 calls
Hi, Miss A,
per
how are
hour.
you?
I'm good.
Yes,
I just,
I'll jump back to the beginning, but I'm not gonna start over because there's other people here as well that are part of this training.
go ahead.
Okay, so the idea is, and give me 1 second, I see somebody has something in the chat. I have a question about what's considered a contact whenever you have a change. Perfect, thank you for using the chat. So what's considered a contact? And we're gonna go into that, a bit more when we get into the system itself. But someone answers the phone, you speak to them, you verify that it's the person that you're talking to, that's considered a contact. There's not as many questions as there were in the canvassing questionnaire at the doors. There's 4 questions overall in this phone banking script. So being able to get through it with somebody should be fairly simple. So just somebody answering the phone and you speak with them and confirming who they are. Ideally, if they know about the upcoming census or if they'll respond to it. That's what's considered a contact. So ideally, in a 5-hour shift, we ideally want people working a 5-hour shift. We don't want you guys to be like, oh, I'm gonna work 2 hours today and 8 hours tomorrow. Like ideally, we should be working a consistent 5 hours. But working remotely, it is about responsibility. So you guys are able to do that. Are those 4 questions on the survey, including a person's? So the questions on the survey do not include personal information like name, address, and phone number because those things are already provided. We've already loaded a list of people's names, telephone numbers, and we have their addresses. They're just masked in the phone bank, so you won't be able to see them in the phone bank. And you won't need to put them into Reach either. That was something that we were doing as well. All your interactions will happen directly here in Every Action, and we'll pull a report from that.
So we don't need to do it on Reach?
Y'all don't need to do this on Reach. You're gonna do everything on Every Action. And we're gonna get into that system in a minute. So a single shift is 5 hours. Ideally, within that 5 hours, you would have made 120 calls. More than likely, you will have made more than that. But you will have made, at minimum, 120 calls, and you would have talked to at minimum 30 people. A Canvas team over one entire shift would be 9 canvassers and 1 supervisor. That's 51 hours total for a single shift. In a single day, an entire team should be making about 1,020 calls, and they should have contact about 306 people. So now we're gonna get into clocking in and clocking out and doing your daily reporting. This item is pinned to your Slack. Crystal, you don't have it, but I can send you the link. Your organization is already on it as well. You are to...
This is Buck. I'm in training, Beth.
Hi, Tigis. I see you on here as well. I'm gonna mute all again. Why can I mute this one? There we go. It's not my problem. Mute on. Mute Luca. Okay, everyone's muted again, sorry. So it's pinned into your general. Select the you're gonna select your organization if you work for MFV, if you work for whomever organization, MFV, AFL. I'm sorry, instructions on how to log in or at the very I'm sorry, I need to put my phone on do not disturb. Who is for Miss B? Miss B, if you can text your team and tell them how you got into this training, because I'm not babysitting or hand holding people, and I've been telling them how to get in this training for over an hour, and now everybody wants to do it because they realize that they won't be able to work unless they do this training. So you're able to select your organization. You're going to do clock in and clock out via the system. When you do clock in and you hit next on this system, once you put your time in and all those great things, it's gonna prompt you to submit the form. At the end of the night, you're going to be able to do the same thing, go back in, do clock out. It's gonna ask you for some very generic information about how your day of calls went, how many people you talked to, how many people were not home, how many people were disconnected or the wrong number, X, Y, and Z. That's going to be very, that's simply how you're going to do it. If you're a member of another one of the organizations, me from Volta, AFL, JOE, your responsibility still is to clock into your payroll system, be that T-Sheets, ADP, or Homebase. You're going to be clocking into that system as well as the Google form that we've just provided that's in the general channel of your Slack. Is there any, I'm going to unmute right now for everybody, and if there's any questions up until this point, you can go ahead and ask.
So just to clarify, just because this happened a lot yesterday, this is Yuka. When I was making phone calls, I was able to, you know, let them know who I was calling with and just like let them know that I'm, you know, trying to tell them about the upcoming census or whatever. And then a lot of people were just like, okay, well, I gotta go, and just like hang up. So does that count as a contact if
Yes.
you're able to like get through and tell them, but you're not actually having a full conversation?
Yeah, I'll count that as a contact.
Okay.
And you can put that in that case.
In the notes.
There's not a note section, but the very first question asks is, how likely are they to complete the census in the first 3 days of getting it? That would be a 5. Just because it's neither yes or no, we don't know, but then it'll show as a contact on your end. Does that make sense?
Okay, so just put it as a 5 for those particular calls.
Yes. And
Okay.
there was another question that had come up from the last couple of days on how we receive numbers. If anybody's to ask you how we got their numbers, you can simply say we got it through a commercial data vendor, which is the truth. That's normally how we. Anytime you put your number out on the internet, there are different vendors that pay people to basically scrub different websites for this contact information. And then they do all these matches and all these other things to pull together this information to identify who it belongs to. And then they put it in systems such as Target Smart or Voter Voter Action Network, or whoever purchases the list, that's where they put it. And that's how we get it as well.
Lucius, and also by the time we sign out, it asks questions like how many refusal, how many people answered, how do we get that information? Because you keep on calling.
You keep on calling until the end of your shift, and I'm gonna
Right.
take a look at the back end. You should be able to pull a report for this, or at least be able to see what you did. I haven't tried it myself yet because it took me way longer than I expected to get this thing up and running, all of yesterday. But if you aren't able to do it today, that's absolutely fine. You can put zeros or not applicable in A. But
I guesstimated yesterday. I know I did over 100 and some calls, and I estimated it because I had a lot of refusals and a lot of wrong numbers.
So
it asks you the number.
So this system is going to be a little bit different, more so because we have control over what we give you access to. The system that we were using yesterday, Labor Action Network, we didn't have any control over, and we weren't able to see the data as well. So now we'll be able to give you, now you should be able to see your own reports, and I'm gonna play around in the system today after I finish. This is my last call for the day. My last training for the day, not my last call. My last training for the day, I'm gonna figure out what that looks like, and then I am going to get back to you. Okay, and I'll tell you, and I'll give you a step-by-step guide on how to pull your own numbers for the day.
And we are not going into labor action today.
Nope. We're about to walk through this right now. Okay.
Okay. All right.
I have a question in the chat. Yes. East Harris, let's get on a call after this, and we can talk about that after this call. I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody again, and I think, I don't know why my mute all button does not work. Okay, perfect. So back to where we're at, you're responsible for inputting into your respective payroll systems as well as the Google form just to report out what your day looked like. So now we're gonna talk about masking your numbers. This allows you to make phone calls to individuals without having to use your personal number and exposing that to a whole bunch of random people in every action. I'm sorry, in Harris County. So the system that we're recommending you use is Google Voice, but that is not necessarily the system that you have to use. You can use other apps such as Text Now or Text Me. And if you need assistance setting these things up, I can set up a one-on-one with you guys to set those up. For Google Voice, you can set those up using a Gmail and just using the add-on. For Text Now and Text Me, those are apps on your App Store, your Play Store, your Apple, or your App Store through Apple. And they're fairly simple to set up with just the email address. And you would make your phone calls from there. We do recommend Google Voice simply because when people call that number back, and I'm gonna be honest, people will call you back even after we finish canvassing at night, just to see who was calling. The best thing about Google Voice is that it transcribes that voicemail, so you don't even have to call into the voicemail. But that transcription, I will be honest, sometimes is not the best. It is the best that they can do, especially if people have accents. It's very difficult to understand what they are saying via the Google Voice transcription. So what we used yesterday and Thursday and Friday was Labor Action Network. We are now using HiA@reaction.com. All of you should have received an email inviting you to accept an invitation to every action, either yesterday or today. If you guys can do that, I'm gonna go ahead and unmute everybody to see if you guys are having any issues. Once again, this is an open forum, so feel free to let me know if you're having troubles with it or not. Unmute. But you all should have gotten every action. If you can see my screen. Um, Did everybody receive that email from every action?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Were you able to click it and set up your action ID?
Yeah, it says confirm my account, and when I try to do that, it's not working for me.
Okay. Can you see my screen or no?
No, where
Okay.
are you?
So do me a favor and go back into your email. That was Miss B.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna resend you the invitation. Users. Yuka, Crystal, Tegas, were you guys able to get in?
Yeah, I'm filling out the account thing right now, and I just sent you a question. But...
Yes. So for the account, for the every action, you can put whatever number you want. It doesn't really matter. That's up to you. You can put either your personal number or your Google Voice number, whatever one you want. That's going to be a verification number. You are in the right one. So let's go ahead and send you a change of password. So Ms. B, I don't want to do that. Let's send you action ID. I'm sending you a new action ID right now to your Gmail, Ms. B, and you should have that now to your action ID, and then Crystal Mendez. I'm gonna resend that action ID to you. Crystal, go ahead and try that again. Now. Tegas, are you having any issues? I don't know if she's here anymore. Ms. B, were you able to get in there?
Yeah, do I need to change my password?
You don't need to change your password if you're in.
I am in, it says password, it says change. So edit, it says edit profile, I don't need to edit.
So if it's telling you to change it, go ahead and change it because it's probably just prompting you to do so. And if everybody could just let me know when they get to a screen that says main menu, welcome, your name, and then there's going to be a few different boxes. At the top left-hand corner, there should be 3 lines. We could like to call them a hamburger. Then with the word Houston in action.
Having a hard time logging in. I got the link, I clicked it, I put in my email, phone number, whatever, and then now it's saying that I'm not connected to Houston in Action. And there's an option that says log in using my Houston in Action account name and password.
At the top above that, it should say log in using Action ID.
Right, which I had logged in using my Action ID, which was the email address.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can send you a picture of what.
Yeah, if you can send me a screenshot, that'd be great.
Okay.
It says your profile was successfully updated. What do I do after that?
Now you should be able to log in.
Log out and log in?
No, now you should be able to get into it with your Action ID.
What is the two-factor authentication off? Is that
You can turn that
anything to
on.
do with it?
You can leave that off. You could, okay.
Leave it off?
Yeah, you can leave it off. Let me see why that's saying that for you. You could give me 1 second. Where are my users? Okay, go on page 2. I'm resending you your Action ID to your Houston Action. I don't know why it does. Just try clicking on that invitation, Yuka, and try getting in. I don't know why I would do that.
Hey, Lucius, I'm connected now. Thank you.
No problem. Who else is Miss B and Crystal?
I am not yet connected. I did verify and everything.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it again.
Can you take a screenshot of your screen using your home button and your power button and send me that picture? Or take a picture on your phone and send it to me so I can see what you're
Okay.
seeing? Okay, I'm gonna move along for everybody else. Ms. B, I'll loop back around with you. Everybody else, you guys should be able to see on your welcome screen. Login action item. So that's showing you connected to, okay. Give me 1 second, Miss B. Let me see.
Okay.
When you guys are in, you're gonna see a screen and it's gonna say welcoming your name. You're gonna scroll all the way down to the bottom and on the right hand side is gonna say virtual phone bank. Let me know when you see that. I'm gonna put it in the chat back up. Okay, there's nothing. Everybody see where it says virtual phone bank? When you click that virtual phone bank, it's gonna say which virtual phone bank do you wanna use. You're gonna click 317-321, Canvas VPB. You're gonna go ahead and click that.
The census VPB?
Yes.
Okay.
Once you click that VPB, that's gonna put you into our canvassing script, our phone banking script. You're gonna have to click next on the next one as well. But you're gonna start seeing people's first and last name in black. You're gonna see a number in blue. That's the number that you're gonna call. And when you get in touch with that individual, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna read through this script. Hi, I'm gonna use Ms. B for an example. Hi, Joshua, my name is Ms. B. I'm calling on behalf of Houston in Action as part of the Harris County Yes to Census 2020 campaign. I am not a member of the U.S. Census Bureau. The census invitations have begun arriving in your mailboxes as of March 12th, and we wanted to ensure that you are aware of the critical importance that everyone is part of the 2020 complete count. It is especially important now that you respond to the census via the internet response or the phone response, as we coordinate with local officials with social distancing to prevent the potential of community spread of COVID-19. I'm going to pause right there and just explain to you why we have decided to include that COVID-19 language. We don't work in silos, and a lot of our work now more than ever has been impacted by COVID-19. So we want to be very mindful that individuals know that this work could have been done in a, without directly saying it, this work could have been done in a different way, but due to the ongoing pandemic or potential pandemic, that we are now switching over to a virtual canvas, which we know as a phone bank. I'm gonna go ahead back into the script. As of March 12th, the U.S. Census has sent out 2 types of invitations for you to complete the census. A letter invitation asking for you to respond online, or a paper form that you can complete and return via mail for households up to 9 people. You can use either of these invitations to respond via phone if that works best for you as well. When you receive your invitation, how likely are you to respond within 3 days? Like I said, that question is going to be a 1, 5, or 10 answer. 1 being, I'm not responding to the census at all. 5 being, I don't know, I'll see. 10 being, absolutely, I'm going to respond. You're going to read this part. I know it does not read like it's something that you read to somebody, but it is something that you're going to read to them. Just we want them to understand that the next part is confidential and voluntary. The next question is optional and confidential. We will not share your responses with our government partners. Part of the reason why we are, I don't know why this hasn't updated from knocking. Part of the reason why we are calling is to make sure all communities have a voice in our counting, especially those that have been ignored and undervalued in the past. By voluntarily identifying your community, it will help us ensure that everyone is counted in the U.S. Census. Would you be willing to voluntarily identify if you or any member of your family, any member of your household is a member of the following communities: Asian American, Pacific Islander, African American, Black, Latino, Latina, or Latinx, annual income under 30, newborn 0 to 5, renter, born outside the U.S., don't have internet access at home, formerly incarcerated, people with disabilities. There's 2 of them that's missing. There's several of them that's missing on this list. I'm not sure why this script didn't update, but also young adult, 18 to 25, and LGBT is missing on here. I'm not going to do anything to the script today, so it will remain like this, but I'll make sure that it's updated and corrected for tomorrow. You can go ahead and read down that list, all those things. You don't have to do them one at a time and wait for them to respond. If they're responding in the moment as you're doing it, you can go ahead and click yes and no and yes and no and yes and no, whatever. Or you can do all of those at the end. Your final 2 questions that you're going to ask them are, can we count on you to talk to somebody in your family about the upcoming census? In the importance of the upcoming census. That's again a yes or no question. Or would you like someone to follow up with you if you needed assistance to complete the census questionnaire? Once again, that's a yes or no question. Once you guys do that, I'm just gonna put not home for this. In your top right hand corner, as you fill out the survey, your save, the button that once was gray that says save and next call is gonna turn up blue. And that's gonna allow you to do save and next call. And that's gonna prompt you to your next caller, your next phone number. We are aware that some of these names do not have phone numbers with them. That is perfectly fine for today and potentially tomorrow. There's still over 17,000 names out of the 24,000, there's still 17,000 numbers out of the 24,000 names that are here. Andy just needs to figure out what he did on his end to make sure that all of the names have numbers. But definitely please make sure that you are calling every individual person and you're giving them opportunity to respond. If they do not have a number here in the blue or over here in preferred, do not mark them as disconnected or deceased or anything like that. Mark them as not home so that when I send this into a second round, I'm able to drop those numbers back into the call list. Are there any questions? Let me go ahead and unmute everybody.
I have a question.
Some of the people. Hello?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Some
go
of
ahead.
the people have more than one phone number.
If somebody has more than one phone number, call all the numbers before you go save next.
Okay, I found a guy who had 5 phone numbers, and I called 5 of them. So are they counted as 5?
Yep, that's 5 different. That's 5 different attempts.
Okay.
Okay. Who was
Okay,
that?
this is Beverly. I have a question, Lucius.
Yes, you said Beverly.
Okay. Yes, Beverly. Yeah. So my script doesn't read exactly as you said it. It's critiqued. It's much smaller. So I'm wondering if
What script
it's
are you
because the census VTB. I'm on the other side.
Are you under Houston in Action, Every Action, or LAN?
Labor Action Network.
Yeah. Are you on the Labor Action Network?
Yes, sir.
No, you shouldn't be under that anymore. You should be under. Go on to. You said this is Beverly Baker from Joe.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Did you get the email? I sent you a message to confirm your email with me. Did you do that?
Yeah, I confirmed my email with you earlier. You sent that on Slack.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check it real quick. 1 second. My tablet's not. Okay, here it is. So it would be under general, right? You or Kansas. Joe.
I'm not sure what it's on. Where we're at. But 1 second. I just need to get in here.
Here.
So let me just.
Okay.
I'm gonna read you the email that I have for you. Okay.
Okay.
I have for you BB Baker
Yes.
7777 at Gmail.
Uh-huh. Yes, that's it.
Okay. So I'm resending you an invite right now.
Okay.
Look
Okay.
at that email. You should have an invitation to join Every Action.
Every Action. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna check that right now.
Okay. Are there any other questions by anybody else? Why Miss Beverly checks on that other stuff? Crystal, Yuka, Tigas. Tigas isn't here anymore.
I'm sorry, I think I got it. TMC, you have been invited to join Houston in Action TMC?
Yep, that's it.
That's it? Okay, great.
Yuka, are you good?
I'm good.
What about Lucius?
Yes, Miss B.
I talked to a person who said that they are not in Harris County. Her address was Channelview.
So you put wrong address.
Okay. On the note?
Nope. When at the top of when you're contacting people, is gonna say, "Did you contact?" I'm gonna give you the exact verbiage. Give me 1 second to get over to it. So in the virtual phone bank is I couldn't reach whatever their name is, and you can put moved in the responses. Is that understood?
Mm-hmm.
Ms. B. Are you able to see this, Ms. B?
No. I sent you a screenshot.
So go ahead and log log out of there.
Okay.
If you are all set and you see how the virtual phone bank is working, we're all good. From this point forward, this is how we're gonna go forward on doing our door-to-door canvassing and our outreach across this entire and our very high priority areas of that Harris County identified. We have a little under 500,000 numbers. Within all of Harris County, we have about 2 million numbers. What we tried to do is make sure that we have enough numbers to keep everyone's contract going as long as they said they were going to, and give them enough numbers that they can make their contacts. Okay? Is there any questions? Oh, Crystal had a question. I think that was Crystal. Yes, Krista, I'll send you a Google Hangout. Thank you. Yuka, any other questions? If not, you can go to.
Thank you.
Thank you. You good?
I'm good.
Thank you. Beverly, were you able to join?
No, I wasn't. I did it on my phone, but it's not letting me do it on the tablet, so I could have the script on my tablet. I see. I'm in general. I'm looking to see if you sent it to my email on the tablet.
Give me 1 second. I didn't send it to your email on a tablet. You said you were able to join on your phone, correct?
I can. Yeah, I see where you sent the email on my phone,
Okay.
but I don't see it on the tablet.
So if you set up your email on the phone, you can go into HiA every action on the tablet, just on Safari to get in.
Every action.
Yes.
On the tablet.
Safari. Go to Safari on the tablet.
Okay.
Did you click accept and set up your profile from your phone?
Hold on a minute. It's saying while I'm on the phone, it's kind of hard because it's the internet. I hit accept, and it's just like loading. So. No.
For you, Miss B, so from that, Miss B, if you go ahead and log out and then go on your tablet.
I did log out and then I entered again. It brought me back to the same thing.
So use your iPad?
No.
On
my phone.
Yeah, so grab your iPad.
Okay.
Go into your Safari.
Okay.
Type in HiA dot every EVERY action ACTION.com.
Hold on. HiA dot every action.
Yep.
Hold on.
And that should bring you to a login screen, correct?
Every action.
Not yet. Hold on. Eastern.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? Oh, will we type in every action? What, Lucius?
So it's HiA
Every action.
dot everyaction.com.
Okay. Every action,
It gave me the login.
And now you can log in. But when you're logging in there, Miss B, you're going
Uh-huh.
to, when you get to the login screen, it's going to say login with Action ID. And then there's going to be
It says login with your Action ID, and then login with your van ID.
login with your Action ID. Click that button.
Okay, email address.
And password.
Is that okay? No.
That's the email that we sent your invite to.
So I'm there, Action ID, need a password.
You should have been, your password you would have set up when you clicked on the link that was sent to your email. Beverly, if you need to hang up the phone and finish it and then call back in, I'll stay on.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Ms. B, do you see that?
I see that, but it's not letting me. So let me try it